In today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the prices that I was able to get for some of the items that you saw me pick up, either at the Goodwill Bins or at a Goodwill or Savers store. I'm going to start out with the hard goods, and after that, if you're new to the channel, I'm going to chat with you a little bit about who we are and what brought us to the point of being retired and reselling. And then after that, I'm going to talk to you about some of the clothing items that you saw me pick up. So first up is this. I'm going to peek down at my notes as we chit chat. First off is this Stonewall Jackson Nutcracker. I saw this in a video when I was shopping at the St. Louis Park Goodwill. We're from Minnesota. And I saw a whole entire collection. This particular one, the reason that I picked it up is that it was marked at the bottom. It was bigger than all of the rest. And I did run a Google image search. I did a video on that before and showing you how to run that search. I actually met somebody who was watching me do it at the store and ended up giving a little tutorial to that person, which was awfully fun. So this one I purchased for $7.99. Next one up is this mask. I knew just because it was feathered and unique and different that this one had some potential. Signed. If things are signed, that's always a good indication. Artist's signature. I didn't find this exact mask when I was shopping, or when I was looking up the comps, I'm sorry, when I was looking up comps in the store, but this was the only item I picked up on this particular shopping day. Next up, this Seder plate. I remember picking this one up at Able Light thrift store in Minnetonka. It was one of the first things that I saw. The reason it caught my eye, just when I flipped it over on the bottom, you could tell that there had been some age to it. Again, in all of these items that I bought at regular price, meaning regular price, meaning I picked it up at an actual thrift store and not at the bins. So at the bins, I don't always Google image search because the pricing is so low. You pay by the pound there, but when I'm going to pay real money for it, I always Google image search. This one sold very quickly and brought a good profit. Next one up, this Lenox Gold Trim Elijah's Cup, it was called. This one I found at a Savers in New Hope, Minnesota. And I like picking up religious items. I pick up a lot of crosses. Those last two items were Jewish in nature, and the crosses I often will find at church rummage sales, and I will lot them up, meaning I'll put them together as a group and sell them as a group of 8, a group of 10. This cup was, the buyer left really good feedback, I remember, for me, and this cup sold very, very quickly, and they wanted to know the history of it because it was going to be a gift. Next one up, this was from the bins, and I'll pop in a screenshot of what the pricing is at the bins. You pay by the pound. This was a lucite, orange lucite plant holder. I remember finding it in the bins, kind of picking it up and moving it around and figuring out that it must be a plant holder. I gravitate towards things you can't find anymore. Nobody's really making an orange lucite plant holder anymore. So that one was just pennies, and that one sold for a good price as well. The next one, the sock monkey puppet quilt, just the fact that it was handmade, the fact that it was so original. I did run an image search. I remember this one came from the bins. It was just pennies. Well, by the pound, it was maybe $1, a little over $1. There wasn't anything quite like it, but again, I tried to find the value when I was there. I don't often do that, but I was just curious. I knew that one was coming home with me. Everything that I buy at the bins, it goes right from my car into the laundry. It doesn't come into the home. The bins are dirty. You dig in these blue bins that get rolled out. I've done videos on being at the bins. It's dirty there, and everything goes into the laundry. But this one was so beautifully done and so unique. I knew this one would be a good pickup. And the last one is this Limoges little tray. I found this at that same Savers in New Hope. I knew that, just the brand name Limoges, I used the keywords romantic and delicate and floral. That little tray, for what I paid for it, $1.99, brought some really good money. All right, so taking a little break here in between some of those hard goods you saw me pick up, and we're going to go into some of the clothing that you saw me grab. So I just wanted to chat with you. If you're new to the channel, I wanted to chat with you a little bit about who we are, who I am, and how we got started being retired and reselling. A couple years ago, I left a job that I had been at for 10 years. It was not serving me well anymore. And when you feel, I can only describe it as you're just feeling like you're underwater. You feel like you're drowning. You feel this has happened to me every time I have left a company. I had intended to retire. That wasn't going to happen there. Tended to retire there. I knew that I still wanted to work, but I was really, really ready for a change. So, the feeling that, what if it doesn't work? What should I be doing this? I knew how to resell, but I wasn't doing that full time. I was doing that in conjunction with working a full time job that was 32 hours a week. I was doing both of them simultaneously, just selling on eBay, some selling on Facebook Marketplace. But it was time. COVID, my mother had passed away, COVID, it was just simply time. So, of course, it's like, well, what if this doesn't work? But you know what? What if it does? What if it works? How am I going to know unless I take a leap and give it a try? And so, shortly after that, we decided we had run into the summer before, run into a lady who was walking a dog that my husband and I, we were at a park. We stopped her and said how beautiful the dog was. And she said, it's not mine, that I'm a dog walker. And I remember leaving her and saying to my husband, that's a thing? Like, you could be a dog walker? I don't even know what that is. Fast forward a few months, I had left this job. Our son and daughter-in-law were living with us. They were building a home and they got to stay with us for a few months while it was being built. And our daughter-in-law said, why don't you get on the Rover app? And again, I didn't know what that was. Fast forward, it's been 2.5 years. It has been the most magical, wonderful, lucrative, awesome experience that my husband and I could ever have. Yesterday, he looked at me and goes, this is the best job I've ever had. So we spend our days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, about 10 to 2, walking dogs via the Rover app, but we're not walking all 4 hours. We are throwing the ball, letting the dog out, snuggling the dogs, making sure they're fed. We aren't walking all of that time. There is walking, but I don't want to make it sound like we are power walkers. I'm 62, my husband is 69. Didn't see this on our bingo card of things to do. I hope we can do this for many, many, many more years to come. Absolutely love it. We might add Monday. We are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but we are so busy at this point that rather than shove it all in, I think we're going to open up Monday because golf season is starting for my husband. And also we have a grandbaby and I want to be able to give up a day of dog walking to go there. So we might end up adding Monday into our schedule, but it's just a few hours a day. And oh my goodness, what joy. So that occurred after we became retired. And then I added in Poshmark. So I sell on eBay and Poshmark and found that adding that extra site was a really beneficial thing. So these items that I'm showing you have all sold on one of those two sites. I list my items first on eBay, and then I just grab all of the photos and all of the wording and I cut and paste on my laptop computer over to Poshmark. And you just need to be sure that if it sells on one site, you take it off of the other site. I was concerned about that. But adding in Poshmark in addition to eBay has been a really good thing for us. My husband coaches little kids, teaches hitting lessons, baseball hitting lessons to youth in our community. He does that in the winter months. He also gives private hitting lessons in our backyard. He works 2 mornings a week at a friend's clothing store. He has summers off, but there's a very nice clothing store that our family friends own, and he is the stock person early in the morning. He does that 1 to 2 mornings a week and has the summers off. I have this YouTube channel now. We are busier than we need to be or want to be. I've been asked if I'm full-time or part-time. I don't know the answer to that in terms of reselling because I just love what we do. I maybe dabble every day in what I do, but I just love what I do. So I don't know. It doesn't feel like work to me. So that's our story. We've been doing it for about 2.5 years. I think as a retired person, you need to find something to do. You just can't sit home all the time. So now, instead of working at jobs that are fine, I'd rather work longer and work at jobs I love. I absolutely love them. So, all right, that's our story, and let's get on to clothing. Okay, first up is this Disney Parks sweat zip up sweatshirt. It was randomly just sitting in a row at the Savers up in, was it New Brighton, I believe? Just sitting there with all of the other zip up fleece sweatshirts. And I remember another reseller talking about Disney and Disney Parks items. Did a Google image search in the store and couldn't believe what it was selling for. So you can see where this can become quite lucrative. If you have the energy and the ability to go out all the time to these thrift stores in your community, you can find these one-off items that really do bring good money. I tend to buy on the low end in terms of prices. I don't tend to buy up for many items. I watch other resellers who have warehouses full of inventory, but there's a cost to that, of course. And if it's not turning over, if it's not flipping quickly, you got a lot of money invested in your inventory. So I'm more on the frugal end of this. I will go to church rummage sale, fill a bag sales at the last day. I will go to the bins, which I've shown you. I'm going to show you also what those church rummage sales are like this summer. But I tend to be more on the lower end. And if I'm picking it up for just pennies on the dollar, that's a great flip. So this one was $4.99. So next one up is the Sandy Duffler belt. I found two of them side by side at the bins. And when you see, the pricing per pound, pennies, and made a nice profit on this one. Next one up is this Walborg silver metal handbag. I paid $8.99 for this one, so I did pay up a little bit more than I normally do, but I could tell researching it in the store that this one was going to bring good money as well. Minnesota Wild hoodie. This one I found at the bins. I pick up Minnesota Wild, Vikings, Twins, but I also pick up anything that I find from any college anywhere across the United States. There's always super fans. Kids are just starting college. Super fans, the little girl, the niece, the mom, the brother want to wear gear when they visit and go to a game, or maybe their daughter or son, sibling is playing on a sports team. I have sold items all over the country to all over for different sports. I'll pick up anything to any college across the country. And that's one thing that you'll see every year. People are going to want new gear when they head off to college. So this one I picked up also at the bins. Next one's this Cezanne Sandrine shirt. I paid $14.99 for it. Paid up a little bit for this one, but I know Cezanne is a really good brand. I found this in the coats section, mixed in with coats from Dress Barn that were $29.99. So this Cezanne made it past the Goodwill pricers. They didn't recognize this brand. So sometimes you're just getting lucky on a one-off item that the pricers didn't know about. And the last item, these Soma bras. I picked these up at the Goodwill bins. They were all the same size. I sell so many bras. Bigger sizes do better. Brand name bras do better. But women need bras. And to be honest, some of the bras, half of the bras go to men. I wrap it discreetly. I don't know if you're buying it for someone or you're wearing it yourself, not my business, but I'll just wrap it discreetly and ship it on out. But when I find them all in the same size, I will lot them together, meaning I'll group them together. And I figure if you want one in that size, if you can find four. So in this case, That was another great flip. So I hope this helped you a little bit to share with you what I pick up, the reason I pick it up, and just maybe open your eyes to some of the things that you might see out and about. So I hope this helped you.